Hello everybody, I'm back and I am playing Mortal Blitz, for PSVR. This is a new game which just came out today, and it's a shoot 'em up, kind of Time Crisis style. That's the first thing everybody refers to. And it definitely does feel kind of like Time Crisis. You're sort of on rails, you go through, you got two guns, you're shooting up guys, and one of the main things is you have to take cover. So that's implemented pretty well, I'll show you here. But just off the bat, I'm in the menu screen, and there's about 5 missions to play through, 3 difficulty levels, and then there's like a training mode, which has about 50 stages, but they're pretty much just floating orbs that you have to shoot. But let's get into it here. So I'm playing on Expert right now, and like I said, this game is a lot like Time Crisis. The other thing it kind of reminds me of is the new Doom game, because it's got this system called the Groggy finish, which is a real silly name. But basically you have this telekinesis power, and if you shoot a guy to a certain point, he starts getting dazed, and you pull him over to you, and there's this cool slow-mo thing, and you shoot him up. And basically the more you shoot him while he's flying towards you in the air, you get more health back and all kinds of stuff. And it's implemented a lot like the finishes in the new Doom game, which I liked a lot, so not a problem for me. So you can see throughout the stages there's these little teleport points, so I'm going to port my move controller over there. Got 2 guns, and I can swap between telekinesis and the guns here. Alright. So here you can see. Now this is probably the coolest thing about the game. Once you go into slow-mo, it really helps too if you've got like projectiles coming at you and stuff. You know, you can take a minute and kind of look around, see what you're dealing with. The other thing this reminds me of is like Unreal Tournament, the finishers where you're like, Brutal, Slayer, that kind of stuff. It's very Unreal Tournament. Ooh, come on. Ah. Come on, get groggy. Get groggy, motherfucker. Ah, I have not played this stage on Expert yet. Ooh, my health. They're telling me my health is no good. Alright, so if I shoot this guy a lot, you'll see the health starts flying out. And one thing, as an alternative to taking cover, is I would say, honestly, you can just kind of like lay into the guys, and as long as you get a few of these groggy finishes going at a time, you'll regain most of your health. Your health is this little thing on your wrist right here, you can see. Alright, so was there a gun or anything I forgot to pick up? I always forget to pick up the special guns. They don't really help that much. When you get like a shotgun or a grenade launcher is kind of useful, but for the most part, you're pretty much good with the standard weapons. Oh shit! Holy shit! This is a little more difficult on Expert. Maybe I should be taking cover. Alright, so this is how the cover works. You can see I'm ducking down, and it's kind of, I said I'm out of the play area, but I'm a grenade, so you can grab stuff here. Ah, shit. It's losing my tracking. I must have gone a little too low. I'm still kind of getting the hang of how it wants you to duck when you're playing in cover. But definitely not a game that's easy to play sitting down. You probably want to stand up for this one. Let me get this guy while I'm working on this guy. Ta-da, a little chain action there. So this is all really fun. It's a cool feeling, you know, pulling a guy towards you with your telekinesis, everything slows down, you're just running and gunning. It's pretty fun. There are some limitations for sure. The enemies all look the same pretty much. There's like 2 enemy types. And for the most part, the stages are either you're on a train or you're in a place like this, like a little warehouse type facility. Alright, let's get some guns here. Ah! Come on. There we go. Ooh, this is not going too well. There we go. But, you know, it's, if you look at it more kind of like a shooting gallery, the enemy design, you know, you get over it pretty quick how samey it is. But I would have liked a little bit more, because even in a game like Time Crisis, you know, there's more variation in the enemies, even though it's really simplistic. Down here. Ah, shit. Got another gun. Come on. Ah, shit. Ooh, things are heating up here. It's also a pretty cool feeling seeing a fireball fly past you in slow-mo. So yeah, like I said, overall, I like, you know, the presentation here, but it is a lot of the same. You get about an hour's worth of game time, and you got 5 stages there. There's some replayability because you can unlock stuff, and there's 3 different difficulty levels, the 3rd of which I think you have to unlock as well. Oh, shit. Come on. There we go. I will say I was also hoping for something along the lines of like a boss fight, you know, as well. Like, you know, if you play House of the Dead or any of those old games, there's always some kind of boss fight, you know, at the end of a stage or at the end of a couple stages. And this is pretty much they just throw tons of the same enemies at you. And occasionally they'll give you a slightly harder one, but, you know, really it's not much of a change. So I could, you know, as they add content, which apparently they said they're going to add in more as they go on. And I don't know if that'll be free DLC or if that's something you gotta pay for, but I got the impression it would be free. I don't know. The game itself is $20, I believe, and I think for the amount of content here and the experience, it's not bad. There are a few other little graphical things I have issues with, like the enemies don't really have much of a response animation when you shoot them. They just kind of stand there, and so like if you're laying into a real, you know, powerful guy, and there's no representation of him, like, taking the hit, it kind of feels like you're just pegging it away at, like, a cardboard cutout of a guy or something. So, that's something I could, you know, see them hopefully improving at some point, or if they make a sequel. Shit. Shit. Coming from everywhere. Alright, need some slow-mo. Actually, my life's still pretty good. So like I said, you know, you can take a lot of hits. You don't really have to take a whole lot of cover. And I'm on expert. I'm still not dying, even though I'm just like standing in direct fireball pattern. Ah, shit. Come on, come on, come on. I definitely... So the second half of the game is when you start fighting these sort of like monster types. And these are much more interesting to me than the standard kind of soldier guys you're fighting in the first part of the game. Although that part is pretty fun too. I'll probably play an earlier stage just to give you an idea. The train stage is pretty fun. Alright, got some Gatling guns. Here we go. Get over here, buddy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's also some kind of standard, you know, like exploding stuff in the background, exploding barrels you can shoot to blow up enemies. I don't know if I've talked about it really, but you can grab grenades with your telekinesis power and throw them, which is pretty useful, especially in the beginning stages when there's a guy throwing grenades at you, where you can just kind of grab them and throw them back. Now, I hope you guys can hear what I'm saying. I don't know how loud the audio is on this game. There's a lot of violence happening at the moment, lots going on, so let me know if you can't hear me. Hopefully you can. Alright. Ah, shit. They just keep coming. I feel like the main difference on higher difficulty is just a longer stream of enemies who take more shots to kill. But the enemies aren't particularly different in any way. Which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But like I said, at this point I've seen so many of these guys, and even though some of them are a slightly different color, you know, after a while I could use like a guy crawling on the wall, or a guy that flies at you, or something like that. I will say later there is a part where these guys fly around, but it's a whole separate stage, and you keep fighting just flying enemies. So pretty much, you know, there's variation, but only within the overall game, but not from within a stage. So like, you can play the same characters the entire 20-minute stage, and the next one has slightly different guys. Sorry, I'm just rambling at this point. Oh, there's guns. Didn't even see this. Yeah, I have a tendency to miss these guns. You can see there's kind of a radar here that shows you... Oh shit, there's a lot of guns here. Jesus. Should have been using that. Kind of feel like a dummy. Alright, what are we doing here? Was that the end of the mission? Yeah, so a lot of times the missions just sort of end like that. There's a little bit of a storyline, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Main reason to play is just because it's fun to shoot guys, and you can launch them in the air and feel real cool in slow-mo when you're doing it. So I got an A somehow on that stage. Definitely those groggy finishes, they give you a big bonus at the end. So the more you do those, the better off you are. Alright, so I'll probably run through one more stage here.
This? And any info on UK release?
I don't know about
Looks
a UK
great.
release.
It
is $20. It is a new game. It just came out today in North America and I think Asia. Also in Asia. So let's see. Let's go back a little bit here. This is the final stage. Go to Biohazard. Hijack the transport train. So you can see here, these are all the missions. The first one has a pretty cool start. You open up, and if you've played the demo on the Hong Kong demo disc, it's pretty much this first stage, minus a boss fight. Like at the very end of the demo, this guy drops in, and it's like you're going to have to fight him. And then it's not even in the real game. Kind of disappointing. But that one's pretty cool. We got this one, which is another sort of warehousey stage. And we'll go to the other train stage here. So you can also play this with one move controller or a DualShock. I wouldn't really recommend it, but it's nice having the two move controllers. And it's implemented pretty well. I feel like the tracking works for the most part. I don't always have a good sense of when something's going to hit me, like in terms of the dodging, if I'm ducking behind cover. Sometimes it seems like bolts go through cover, or my head's poking out and I don't realize it.
Just focus on the mission.
But for the most part, it's pretty well implemented.
So, who are the ghosts?
And, you know, graphically, overall, it looks pretty good. The environments get samey, and so do the enemies, but the overall presentation I like pretty well.
Max and I are going to attack train number 1. Yuhei, you infiltrate train number 2 from the top.
Alright, I will.
Let's move out.
Alright. It's time to stand on top of the train. So I think I mentioned earlier, but there's some unlockable stuff in this game. So I think there's maybe about 4 or 5 different weapons you can unlock as a starting loadout. Ooh, Vanquisher. Oh shit, maybe I should take cover here. Anything to throw at these guys? Didn't hurt them? Like a grenade or something. Or a fancy gun. Alright, I guess I'll just take them on normal. But yeah, so I've only unlocked the first unlockable gun, which I got from playing the training mode. Ooh, come on, come on. Yeah, this is just, when there's a stream of guys coming at you and you keep tossing them in the air and just toying with them, it's pretty fun. And you don't need to be as defensive as you might think. Ah, this guy always fucking gets me. Just sitting on the side of the train. Alright.
I'm looking forward to Farpoint.
Oh, Farpoint should be great.
I really hope it won't be a disappointment. The PSVR could use some AAA titles.
Yeah, AAA wise, this is definitely not AAA, but for 20 bucks, you know, it's a fun little diversion, and I enjoy it. Like I said, I've been looking forward to it for a while, ever since I played the Hong Kong demo on the Hong Kong demo disc, which I think was like a launch thing. So it's been floating around for a while, and I've actually already reviewed that one. And this, of course, is just pretty much more of the same. It's cool to see them, you know, flesh it out into a full experience. But I wish there could be a little more here. But, you know, for 20 bucks it's worth it, I think. I wish there was some kind of thing like you get in Time Crisis or Virtua Cop where you got an indicator when a guy was about to shoot you. Because it would be pretty helpful to know, like, okay, this enemy is going to attack me next. That always helps in games like this. It kind of gets to be the thing where, ah, god damn it, I keep thinking I'm in cover. Alright, go down. Go down. I'm going to die here. I do like being able to duck under cover and keep shooting a guy. Yeah, there we go. Oop, from above. Sometimes I really just don't know where I'm getting shot from either. One other minor thing I noticed last night that I should mention is some of the sound design is a little wonky. Like, for instance, like guns will have a much different sound when they hit an enemy versus when they don't. And it's like, I don't know, it's just a little strange. It doesn't all kind of sit together the way it would if it was a little more polished. Okay, so now also it's losing my tracking a little bit, so I must be turned to the side, and I'm dead. Well, that's good enough. I'll give it one more shot. Okay. I can't get over how the guys just stand there while I'm shooting them in the face. They never seem to react until they're dead. And so this part, I kind of like this part when you're on top of the train because you have to do a little dodge motion. But they could have really spiced it up with some enemies, honestly. Like, I'm just in this tunnel. There's going to be one boring thing on the left. One thing on the right. I mean, there's a lot of empty space here. I feel like I could be shooting guys. It'd be a lot more exciting. You know, even on a higher difficulty, maybe if they added some guys in, I would not mind. Alright, here we go with the creepy aliens coming in.
This way.
Now, I will say, this kind of stuff is pretty cool. I'm into this sort of thing. But, from playing the game, plot-wise, you would have no clue, really, what the deal is with these things, where they came from, why they want to kill you, who created them, so forth and so on. I think at the end you have to launch a big missile to blow them all up or something. I don't totally follow the storyline, because there's not much there. But
Hostiles neutralized. Returning to base.
It's not out yet.
it should be out if you're in North America or Asia. Like I said, I'm not sure about the UK release date, so you know, if I see anything about that, I'll post it in the comments. Alright, how'd I do on this? Ooh, not as many groggy finishes there. B. Alright, so I think at this point you've probably got a pretty good idea of what is on offer here. I think I've taken you through pretty much everything. I'm not going to show you the training mode. It's pretty basic. There's 50 stages to play through, so that's some replay value. And I think that's how you unlock different guns for the loadout, the customize here. So I've got the Eagle Black. I'm not really sure what that does except for looking a little cooler than the regular gun. And you can change your dot sight, blue, red, so on and so forth. So, you know, I'm curious to see what those are. I'll probably keep playing it until I unlock these. And I always like that in these kind of games where you can start with a more powerful gun. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Like I said, overall, I think I would recommend this for 20 bucks. There are some shortfalls in terms of the enemy design. The stages, it's all kind of repetitive, but once you get into it, it is really fun. Once you start, you know, ducking and weaving, and I didn't really do enough of that. But last night when I played it, I got a pretty good workout just because I was moving around so much. And typically the tracking is pretty good. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good day.